back once again, doing it live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Whoa, whoa. Riffin with Griffin, baby. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Everybody in chat, everybody listening later, listening live, listening in the past, in the future, whatever. Thanks for being here on Riffin with Griffin. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Man, I loved it. NBA playoffs. Got news and notes. Ja Morant waving a gun again. And there's a bunch of other crazy news stories. But it's authentically me. And welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Man, I should have drank some water before I started. But welcome to Riffin with Griffin. Thanks for being here, y'all. I always appreciate it. Y'all are great. So as you know, you can hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you could be a part of all the magic every single week. Daily on Twitch, Erik Griffin Gaming. So come check me out there. You could be a subscriber there if you want to support me financially like that. Same thing with Patreon. So come check me out there too if you want to help out in terms of that way. It keeps the show going. I appreciate you guys greatly for being here on the show. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin. You know, got one of my favorite shirts on. I used to be a people person, but people ruined it for me. You know, it is what it is. Thanks for, like I say, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a friend. Appreciate you guys greatly. As always, thanks a lot. Let's see. What else? What's going on? I don't know. Nothing really going on this week. Nothing too major happening this week. So, you know, just regular Riffin with Griffin stuff. Regular Erik Griffin life stuff. Oh, by the way, not a lot going on in May in terms of stand-up out of town. But June, I am back at it. So in June, wait, let me look at my calendar on my phone. So I'm going to be in Huntsville and what do you call it? Thank you, Janine. Huntsville and in June and Nashville. So on June, let's see, when is it? When is it? Good grief. Where am I going? Oh, here we go. So June 21st, I'll be at Zany's. It's a Wednesday night, one show in Zany's, and then for the weekend, I will be in Huntsville, Alabama at Stand Up Live. So Zany's on the 21st, so come check me out there, and then a bunch of other stuff coming up after that. I'm going to be at Improv in Arlington, Texas, June 30th to the 2nd. I'm going to be at the Visalia Theater, actually, June 1st, I believe it is, or 3rd. Yeah, June 3rd up in Visalia, California at the Fox Theater, I think it's called. Yeah, the Fox Theater. So come check me out there. That's just one night, Fox Theater. I don't have a link for the tickets and stuff like that, but you can figure it out if you're in that area. So come check me out there, and that's June 3rd. And I might be in Vegas excuse me, 17th and 18th at the Palms, but I don't know. I haven't said yes to that gig yet. So anyways, there's stuff coming up, so make sure you check me out if you want to come see me live. I am hilarious, okay? So come check me out there. Okay, let's go to comments from the episodes, my YouTube comments. Thanks, everybody, for commenting. Let's see. I never get the names right. Honestly saying 5547, people still love when Bobby Lee and Steve Lee were on my podcast and we were doing movie reviews, I mean, people are still looking at those episodes, which is great. That's over a year, I think 2 years even. And then somebody said, wish they made this movie review a regular podcast with these three. I mean, people just get busy. Life moves in different directions. Bobby's doing Bad Friends and Tiger Belly, and he's just busy. It just didn't work out that way. So it is what it is. But I appreciate you guys watching. Franco Avelia said, told you Boston, Griffin. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to it. So we will talk NBA. But yeah, Boston pulled it out. I'm surprised and not surprised. You know what I mean? And I'll explain later as we get to it. Let's see here. What else we got here? No, don't like any of these. Mario Flores, I love your intro so much, bro. Thank you. Let's see what else we got here. Crucial everyday carry. I can't imagine Erik with $20 million. He would never take his new hats off with $20 million sitting in his bank account. Yep, I would be permanent hat guy. You give me $20 million, I'm out. I'm just a hat man forever. Let's see. Somebody said Stephen Beck, 1665. 10% still is too much for a to-go tip. I used to work at a to-go at restaurant, and tips were greatly appreciated, but pay the people more. Don't make the customer's job to give them more money. Yeah, I mean, Mike, you know what? I kind of feel that way about like that thing too. It's like, how did that happen? How did it turn out that like businesses are like, yeah, we're not going to pay our employees. We're going to make you pay them. It's like, it's a weird, that just seems like a weird, I don't know how that started and why it's continued. You know what I mean? So let's see. What else we got here? Brooke Durham 8244. Thank you, Erik, for pointing out nuanced as your favorite word. I always say to myself when you say it, if you're ever looking for a word, I say, you mean nuanced? That is my favorite word. I got to get some nuanced merch. So I'm reaching out to people. Well, where are you artists at? You want to help me out? I need some nuanced merch. I just need some merch. I need to I have merch. If you guys want to go to my merch, I still have, but it's old. I look at everybody else; they're always coming out with some new stuff, but it's just like, I gotta get it together, guys. Corey Orion 36, the whole Obama family would get it. I died laughing. Thank you. What else we got? A couple more. And thanks for always. Thanks for commenting. Please comment on the Apple. I should actually look at those comments too, right? I should go to those comments. Just so we can get, the Apple podcast. Yeah, because those help me out with the algorithm too. You know what I mean? That helps me with the algorithm for people watching. See if I could see some comments here. Right? Let's see what we got here. I don't know if I can even go to the main page of this. Let's see. Let us see if I can go here and look at. I should have had this ready, right? If I would have had this ready, we wouldn't have this issue of me like freaking looking for the darn thing. I don't know how this works. Like the Apple podcast thing is weird. It's like you just want to go to the page, but they won't. There's no way to just. I just want to click on. You should be able to click on this. And go to, put comment or something, but there's nothing there. Oh, well, we tried. Anyways, I'll have it ready for next week, so thank you for that, guys. All right? So anyways, you know what? There is something going on in the news and notes of the Riffin with Erik Griffin world. So Rachel and I went mattress shopping. And once again, Janine, thanks for that. live chat, that super chat. And that's another way you can support the show too. I mean, you are great, and thank you so much. That's great. You know what I mean? Thank you. So we went to, wait, I have it. I thought I saved it. Oh, I thought I saved it on this already. Let me actually open it up. We went to this. We went mattress shopping. Okay. Rachel and I went mattress shopping to this store. So, Rachel made a big deal out of it. She was like, I want us to go mattress shopping, and I want you to go with me. It's one of these things like your wife, you'll be like, just get what you want, what do you want, but it's just like, it's not just about buying something. It's about the process of going together. So I carved some time out. I don't mind doing it. It was fun. You know what I mean? So we went to this mattress place. So she picked. Now, I always forget that when I tell Rachel to do stuff like this, when I tell her like, hey, can you go do the thing? She's going to like Google most expensive mattress store near me. That's what she'll do, And so we go to this place. We go to this mattress store in Santa Monica called Hastings. It's a Swedish company, I believe, right? Okay, so we walk into the store, and it's a beautiful store. We're met by this sort of foreign guy. I'm not sure if he was Swedish or not, or if maybe he was, he seemed kind of French, but he seemed very European. He was dressed in a nice suit, and it was very fancy. There's cappuccino machine if you need that kind of thing. And he's like, oh, come in. And, I'm like, okay, nice looking store. Now I'm already ready to spend more money on a mattress than I normally want to. Okay. Just because sleeping properly is important. I'm starting to see that, so maybe the mattress might get up to like at most, I'll say $6,000-$7,000 for the mattress and frame there. Okay. And, I don't know where you are in your life, but getting a good mattress is what it is, okay? So we in this store, and, these what the beds look like. And I just want to point out, even on their website, there isn't a spot for prices. Like, you don't see any prices on this website. That's always a sign to me, okay? So the guy's showing us the beds, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, come sit down, lay down. He's put the top sheet on, so, you know what I mean, for germ's sake or whatever, and it's like the pillows are nice, and he's like, different softness, and we get on 3 different beds, and then I actually am starting to feel what the guy's saying. He's like, you're supposed to be afraid the bed is supposed to conform, and you're like, oh, wow, yeah, I really like this one. So we get on one that I'm like, oh, this is the one. He's doing his spiel and his talk. And then Rachel's loving it. I love this bed, And then I say to the guy, I'm laying on the bed, and I go, oh, this is nice. I say, how much is this? Oh, by the way, it's made of horsehair. It's made of like horsehair, all natural, organic. So I said to the guy, how much is this? And the guy says, you only have to buy this mattress. This is the only mattress you ever have to buy in your whole entire life. I don't know what accent he was saying, but I'm not going to try to do the accent. But the dude says, this one is $70,000. What? He says 70,000, and I'm like, he didn't say 70,000, because that would be ridiculous for a mattress. Okay? You hear what I'm saying? That would be ridiculous. So I go, no, he didn't say he said 7,000, but his accent is messing it up. He put some zeros on it. So then he says, I go, oh, okay. I'm trying to play it cool. You get what I'm saying? Because I wanted to stand up, laugh in his face, look at Rachel and go, come on, and then walk out of there. But I was like, no. Let me not act a fool. And then he points to the mattress next to us and goes, well, that's our beginner model right there. And that one is $51,500. So when he said that, I knew he said 70,000. For $70,000, the bed better come with a side piece. You know what I'm saying? Like 70,000? Who? What? So he talks about the $51,000 one, and I go, okay, yeah, thank you. We're still doing some shopping. We're gonna look around and see what we like. I look at Rachel, baby, you ready? We get outside and I go, what the hell's wrong with you, woman? $70,000. She was like, well, I just thought. And now she won't let it go either. You know, it's one of these things she said, I love that mattress. I love it. You know what I mean? Of course you love it. It's the best mattress I've ever laid on. But we shouldn't have laid on it because we never going to get it. If you can afford a $70,000 mattress, you would get 3 of them. You know what I mean? But like for an average, can you imagine financing your mattress? It's just, let me tell you something. Y'all don't know how I wanted to get up from that place and just be like, are you crazy? Who the hell spent $7,000 on a mattress, fool? And stop speaking in your dumbass accent and just walk out of there. You know what I mean? And just the coffee table, I wanted to just, ugh, you know what I mean? Hey, more power to him. I'm sure it's worth all the money, but like, damn. Okay, so that's man, that was crazy, dude. That was crazy. Okay, so let's get into some stuff here. And you know what? I just want you to know I'm considering like doing more episodes during the week, or not big episodes. Even though I was clowning this one guy who keeps telling me like you should be doing 20-minute episodes, and I was like, you don't tell me what to do. But I thought about it, and I was like, that actually wouldn't be such a bad thing. Like if I pick like major topics that I want to do, and I put out the 3, put out short episodes, and then I'd still do my live. Or I combine the short episodes also for the audio as bonus content. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out because I like doing this and I enjoy my little audience that comes every week. I appreciate you guys. But anyways, let's go into like what's going on this week. Let's talk about the NBA. I don't got no pictures or stuff to put up, but I just want to talk about it. All right. So the big one is the 76ers choked. Okay. Now, here's the thing about this 7-game series, and they fired Doc Rivers today, which I'm not surprised. The dude's record in game sevens, it's the worst game 7 record by any coach ever. He's got the worst record in closeout games by any coach ever. He's always considered to be a player's coach, and I just don't think he has the motivation it takes to get stars, to get more out of stars. He never does that. He relies on the players, and then back in the day when he had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, those guys were dogs. Like Kevin Garnett was not going to be denied. And so you look back on it and you realize it was more about Kevin Garnett and those guys than the coaching, because they went to 7-game series, three. Every layer of the playoffs that year, it was a 7-game series. And they were a better team than that, and they only won 1 championship. So anyways, and he was going to be fired, and then they made that trade. So Doc Rivers is out again, but whatever. But I'll say this. The 76ers in this 7-game series won 2 games on Boston's home floor. This was a complete and utter choke job by the Sixers. Boston's a great team, but to me, Jason Tatum is too up and down. I need him to be a consistent star all the time, and he's just not that. Yet. Could be now because of the game he had in game 7 on his home floor. He put it on his shoulders. But at the same time, the MVP of the league, Joel Embiid, he didn't show up. No show. James Harden, once again in big moments, no show. No adjustments by Doc Rivers. The Sixers lost that series. The Celtics didn't win it, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens now. I do think Boston is better than Miami. I don't think Miami has enough. And it would be a real choke job for the Sixers to lose to Miami. But, Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, who knows what Miami can do. If they make it to the championship, what a story, right? But I do think Boston's the better team, and I think they can they have enough pieces that even if they have bad games, I think they can overcome, and I think they're going to win that series. But I really thought that this was going to be the year that Joel Embiid was going to take his team to the championship and win. But man, he just a complete no-show. It's so disappointing. So, you know, and I see somebody that thinks that Tatum ain't no star. You're 100% wrong about that. That dude is a monster. He just doesn't have the mentality all the time, and that's what we want to see. We want to see that killer. The dude's like 6'9", 6'10", with handles and can shoot the lights out. I mean, the dude had 51. He has the Game 7 playoff record now from points in a Game 7. In Game 6, he had 13 or 14 points in the fourth quarter to win that game. Like, that's the game the Sixers should have won. So Tatum showed up. You know, he showed up. You know, he's a star. He's just not an outgoing star, you know. But he needs to be more consistent. We need consistent star level from him. We need that Kobe, Jordan, LeBron. He has that talent, you know. He just doesn't do it all the time. I don't know if you guys remember that Cleveland-Boston Game 7 where he, like, dunked on LeBron James, like, gave it to him. You know, he's got that kind of talent, man. So there was actually 2 dunks in these playoffs that nobody's talking about. What's his name? What's his name? Junior from Denver. He dunked on Kevin Garnett. Bad. It's crazy when stars like that get dunked on. Nobody talks about it. He gave it to him. And thanks for the likes. There's like a lot of you listening right now, over 100. Can we get 100 likes? That'd be nice. Hit me with the likes. It helps the algorithm. But anyways. All right, so Sixers choked. And then you go over to Lakers did it. Like, they're overachieving, but LeBron James is like, he is galvanizing this team, and they are really playing hard for him. They beat the brakes off of Golden State, and I'm glad. I'm so sick of Golden State. Bye. I hope they break that team up. I'm just sick of them, their attitude, their whole thing. Draymond Green and his mouth running all the time, and Jordan Poole. What happened to him? Where are you, Jordan Poole, with your $120 million? Like, get him out. They should just trade him. Klay Thompson, he's never going to be the same player. They needed him to be Klay Thompson of old, but you just can't have an injury like that and recover. Look at KD, man. Okay? So good riddance to Golden State. And good riddance to Kevin Durant and the Suns. I'm so glad we don't have to talk about them anymore. It's just like, look, man, Kevin Durant had a catastrophic injury. He will never be the same. Just face the facts, okay? Face it. You know? If you look up, there's this great website. Wait, let me look it up. I'm gonna get to this website. There is this. Where's this? Oh man, what's this? Oh, StatMuse. This is a great website, man. StatMuse. You could just put it. You can ask any question. You can ask any question, and they'll put it up. And so you go, what is Kevin Durant's closeout game record in the playoffs? They're not showing it though. They did before. Oh, this is kind of weird that they're not. No. I want to see career record. Yeah. Why aren't they showing this? Well, anyway, go to StatMuse, guys. They got great. Okay, so you could put in Kevin Durant's 21-12 in closeout games in his career. It's actually great. This is a great website for this kind of stuff. But I just want to point out, so when you get to when it was when he was with OKC and they were playing. Let's see, where is it? They were playing Miami. Where is it? When Kevin Durant was playing Golden State in the playoffs, these are closeout games, It's the dude was 12 for 31, 10 for 30. Against when Kevin Durant was playing against Golden State and they gave up that 3-1 lead. Here's his stats in the last 3 games of that series. So game 5, closeout game, They win the series. He's 12 for 31. All right, they lost. Somebody else's issue. Okay, then it gets serious. Now it's game 6. He's 10 for 31. You know? It's that kind of stuff. And you can see this like throughout his career, man. You know what I mean? Like throughout his career, oh, they're not showing the number. Oh, all the other numbers from the last few years, they got it locked for some reason. That sucks. But it's like these closeout game numbers, man. You just be like, what's going on? Anyway, my point is, I know I'm doing it live, so it's hard to like, you know, talk like this as I'm doing it. But all I'm saying is this. The dude had a catastrophic injury. He wants to play at the highest level, and his body's going to fail him. It's just going to happen. You can't be 35 years old and play at the high level in professional sports. It's really hard. It's an anomaly when you can do that. Even LeBron James at 38 years old, he is not looking the same. He's just savvy. You know what I mean? But when it comes to like physical stuff, sometimes it's like, oh, he don't got it. He's missing shots, or he's like, he can't defend. So he's just relying on his smarts and his experience, and he's just smarter than everybody on the court. Kevin Durant is trying to out-athletic people and still do the same things that he was doing 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it's just not happening. He was a no-show in most of that series against Denver. And I'm just so glad we don't have to talk about that anymore. Like, get out of here. He's done. Now you got Denver. I mean, Jokic and Murray, can they do it? Can they do it? We'll see. They have to prove it. 2-time MVP. The dude had a 50-point game. He's a monster. But last night's game, they came out and they punched the Lakers in the mouth. And then the Lakers came back. Oh, LeBron James, he had that 3 to like tie the game and he missed it. That was a huge 3 and he knows it too. He was like, ah. But we want him taking that shot, right? You know, and then they had a costly turnover. But I think the Lakers are going to make the adjustment. They made an adjustment in the second half. Darvin Ham is coaching his ass off, dude. The adjustments he's making in game. So they made a great adjustment. They put Hachimura on Jokic. He's big and strong kid. And then Davis was able to come over and help on so many shots. And Anthony Davis was balling, dude. 40 points. They just needed everybody else to kick in, and they need to kick in earlier. I think Lakers win game 2. I think Lakers will make the adjustment, and they'll win game 2. And then we'll see. Then it's like anybody's ball game in terms of like this series. But I think the Lakers have a great chance to win this and go to the championship and win. Because I think the Lakers could beat any team in the East that's left. Like they can whoop Miami and they can whoop Boston. I just think that they're just too big and strong. And if I'm being honest, I like the underdog. I really want to see LeBron James win the championship at 38 years old. I think that would be a fantastic story. It'll be one for the ages. And then the argument about Jordan and LeBron, it will be at the highest it could possibly be, you know? And so I look forward to that. So NBA, that's great. NBA playoffs are great. Now let's get to something a little more serious about the NBA. So Ja Morant, the star guard from the Memphis Grizzlies, he's already gotten in trouble already. You know, if you know, remember a few months ago, you know, he was on Instagram at a strip club. He had a gun, and that went live. He got in trouble for that. He was suspended 8 games. He had another situation where he was in a car. They say him and his people may have been in a car, and there was like a red dot going inside the Pacers bus. They thinking it was like on a gun. So he's like around these kind of people that have this kind of culture. There was something else about him beating up a 17-year-old. So he's starting to get this sort of bad boy reputation. At the same time, he signed a $260 million deal. He's got a bunch of endorsements that he's lost. You know, he's trying to be the new face. The dude is a fantastic basketball player. He just is dynamic. He's got a great personality, but it seems to me that he has got the wrong crowd around him. So once again, he's in his car with one of his boys who's doing Instagram Live, and then he's having a good time. He's 20-something years old, pulls his gun up again, and you're like, what? Now you just go, you're an idiot. That's it now. I have no sympathy for this dude. I don't care about, oh, he's young and he's no, man. You lose 8 games. You lose out. He lost like $600,000. You've already lost endorsements. There is something like seriously wrong with this dude. Okay? Not like mental. Like it's just, he's just on a path that he's going to lose it all. And then he'll look back later when he's like 40 and be like, what did I do? Now, a lot of people think you put yourself in that situation, yourself, your mentality, your lifestyle, and you think, man, if I was making this kind of money, I wouldn't jeopardize it. But I reject the premise because people think that because you get money or a lot of money, that you're somehow going to make the best decisions, 2, the good moral decisions because you have money. No, man, that's not how it works. It just don't work like that. When you hear these professional athletes talk, especially ones that came from like certain types of neighborhoods, a lot of them talk about how hard it was to actually cut off people in your life that just weren't good for you. You could be close with them. These could be your boys you grew up with, but maybe one of them got a record and you're like, yo, man, listen, I'm on a whole different level now and I can't have this around me. That dude that's Instagram living him, that knows it wasn't a surprise that there was a gun in that car. That's not your friend. Or that's the kind of friend that doesn't care what happens to you. That's the hardest part, is to remove people from your life that completely bring you down or don't care about what's going on with you. It's hard. We all have dealt with it. I've dealt with it. You know what I mean? I dealt with it. Trust me. I know how hard it is because it's like, I'm a kind of person, I'm not going to abandon my friends to make you feel good. You know? And it's like, I don't need to explain. Like Ja Morant don't need to explain to us why he has his friends in his life. But there comes a time that we go, okay, but your friends are costing you everything. So at a certain point, he has to be an adult and be like you just don't do certain things. Like you come to a point where you go, okay, I'm going to do this. We going to hang, you going to come to the house. We going to have barbecues or, we going to hang out like this, but we're not going to strip clubs. We're not going to go to this certain club. We're not going to be doing it. Like our life doesn't have to be online. Like there's certain choices you have to make so it doesn't mess up the money. You know what I mean? It doesn't mess up the money. It's like at a certain point when you're not concerned about that, we're just watching it self-destruct. We have to see improvement, But it's like you get suspended for 8 games and then you come back and this thing happens. Like that's not your friends that are around you. Like you got to have people around you that's going to be like, whoa, hey man. Yeah, let's not, like there should be a dude that's with you. That's the dude that's like, yo, man, turn that off. We got a gun in the car, man. Turn off that Instagram live. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's not go live. Hey, man, there just got to be like a handler. There's got to be somebody that's not a yes man. Because everybody right now is just like, you living a life. Imagine if your best friend got $250 million. Your dog, the dude you've been rolling with, now you like, oh, we rich. That's how people think. They like, we rich, y'all. You know what I mean? And then you like, yeah, you love, like, everybody's living the life they dreamed. But somebody has got to be like, yo, we got to stop this. Even if, like, it's like, I'm not with him having like there's gun nuts out there who are probably furious with Ja Morant because they're like, yo, dude, you just holding it? Where's the gun safety? Like, you know what I mean? Like it just looked crazy. What if the dude had to break because there was a kid in the street and he's got this gun and he like, it hits the dashboard and the gun goes off. And there's some, because that's what happens with guns. There's always some tragic misstep with guns. None of that looks safe. You know what I'm saying? None of it looks safe. So it's like there's so many things wrong with what he did. On top of that, where's your people looking out for you? You know? I feel the same way about that guy, the Flash star, Ezra, whatever. All the craziness going on with that guy. Just crazy. Like, he had his issues, drugs, alcohol, mental, whatever was going on with him. If you're his friend, why are you out with him, filming him, having a moment? I've been around a drunk, okay? I've been around a drunk. I have a close person in my life that was a drug addict and an alcoholic, all right? I would never be filming him while he was about to do something stupid. I don't condone any actions that guy did, because what he did was terrible, and what his friends did is just as bad. Fuck you filming him for while he's getting into it with some woman and it gets physical and you filming it. I hope that person is not in his life anymore. And I just feel like in this car with Ja Morant, are these people his friends? Because I feel like as soon as that happened, even the dude was like, oh no. They young and stupid, having a good time in the car. He's pulling up the gun like, oh, I got a gun. You know, it's like, what are you doing? It's like a lack of remembering what just happened to you and the consequences. Like, you know, when you're a role model, you're a role model, even if you don't want to be, you know. And it's just like, not everybody, like Charles Barkley said in the 80s or 90s, whenever that was, he was like, had that commercial where he was like, I am not a role model. And this is why, you know. But anyways, we can go on and on and on, and let's not. But anyway, that's my NBA stuff. Give me your thoughts. You know what I mean? Give me your thoughts. Put it, you know, your comments. You know, I love a good discourse. You know what I mean? And let's see where we go from there, guys. But again, thanks for being here. And that's what I had to say about that. All right. So let's now talk about, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, y'all. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my God. I got to tell you, this was one of the best Marvel movies I've seen in a long time. You know? It really was great. I don't know if you guys saw it. I won't spoil it for you. But this was one of the better MCU movies, and it was a great standalone movie. I mean, it was just emotional. You know, so as you know, off of the end of Endgame, Gamora, it's not really the one that they know. It's from the past. And, you know, and that must be hard. I love the emotions of that. Like, you know, imagine like you were pulled from the past, okay, into the future. And like 3 or 4 years of a romance. It'd be like if before I met Rachel, and then, you know, that past version it brings now, and she's like, hey, we're married. You know, we love each other. And I'm like, I don't know you like that. You know what I mean? That's got to be so hard for that person. And they really portrayed that well. Like, the emotions of this movie was great. James Gunn, the writer, director, he's the one, man. He's the one they got to keep in the MCU. He's the one that DC should be trying to steal away from Marvel. That guy's great, man. This was such a great movie. Everybody was great in it. Chris Pratt was great. You know, so then in this movie, you kind of get the origin story of Rocket. You find out how he was like, you know, medically transformed into what he is. There's this great villain who is trying to get him back. And then it's just the story of them. Something happens to him, and then the stories of how they're trying to save him. And then you just see this emotions that play, you know, throughout the whole thing. It's a great standalone movie. You don't have to watch any other movie to understand it. It really was great, and everybody was great in it. You know, like the emotions of this was great. You might even cry in this, and you cheer. Fantastic movie, man. It really was, and I just hope that they continue in this, because I wanted to talk a little bit about like where I think the MCU is going. I don't really like it. I'm not excited about it. I think all these movies are so disjointed. They're not really connected, and they're not great. Like, I'm fine with a movie not being great if it has a purpose for the story that's coming. But you know what? We don't know. Maybe the Eternals is going to help tell a story that's coming. Terrible movie. Maybe, this last Thor, not very good. Not my favorite Thor. All of these movies that we've seen in the last 3 or 4 years since Endgame, that the Shang-Chi, whatever that one is, the Asian one, it's like, what's that one? Is that one somehow, how are they all connected? But, it's not all been bad. Loki's been great. I love Loki, and I'm sure that weaves into the story. I didn't see Ant-Man yet. I just didn't, I don't know. I just didn't want to see it. So I'll wait for that to come on. But so I don't know where the MCU is going, and it might all come together, and people will be like, oh, this all makes sense now, because I hear there's 2 more Avengers movies coming out. So we'll see. We'll see if they get it all together and it all makes sense. The Doctor Strange movie, like, how does it all come together and coalesce into this like thing that they did before, that they just did better before? I thought leading up to the Avengers, because not all the Avengers movies were great. Like Age of Ultron, get out of here with that one. You know what I mean? So not all the movies were great, but they led to something. And then there was there's like some outstanding movies in the road to Avengers. Civil War was one of the best Marvel movies. That one was great. The one, what's the one-arm guy? That movie, he's in Civil War. It's about him. Bucky, whatever his name is. I always forget things. Whatever that guy, that movie. That was a great movie too. I didn't like the first Captain America. I thought that was trash. I didn't like Iron Man 3. They just ignored Iron Man 3 like it didn't even exist, right? And I don't know what happened to that technology of healing. It could have saved Tony Stark, but they just kind of removed it from the universe where it doesn't exist. So, you know what I'm saying? So there was a couple of duds in there that led to just what was probably one of the greatest accomplishments in movie history to me, is leading up to the 2 Avengers movies that was just fantastic. You know what I mean? That was just great. What a payoff. It was just Winter Soldier. Thank you. The Winter Soldier. Yeah, that was a great movie. So leading up to Avengers was great. So maybe they're going to do it again, but this was a good start, a good middle, one of the great movies in this next phase of Marvel. So I don't know if you saw it. I do recommend it. I give it 10 woo-woos. Woo, 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 woo. Great movie. Oh, you know what? I didn't want to talk about this. I did. I wanted to talk about this last week, right? And I didn't get to talk about it, but I want to talk about it now. I didn't put it in the notes, but I'm going to say it now. Man, I saw Peter Pan and Wendy. Rachel and I are watching it. We do this thing where while we're eating, we'll pick some movie and we'll watch it, and then we'll stop when we finish eating, and then we'll pick it back up, right? So she wanted to watch Peter Pan and Wendy. I'm of the belief now that companies that they feel so guilty about their past that they're overcompensating now. Man. Oh, man. Peter Pan and Wendy is a classic overcorrection of what's going on in society right now. It is literally one of the worst movies I've ever seen, right? But it's also the funniest, like, diversity movie. Okay, so I almost want to go through the whole movie like how I do my movie things, but I'm not going to do it today, but I might do it another time. But just real briefly, this is what it lets you know, uh-oh. So the movie starts off with a mid-century white family, okay? And you go, okay, Disney, you keeping it 100. This is the kind of families that were around in England or wherever they are. It's a regular ass white family, the dad, the mom, 2 sons, a daughter. Obviously she's Wendy, and they're, the kids are playing. It's just one of those, like, she's about to go to boarding school. It's one of those where you go, oh, okay, this is time. This is like, time correct. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, Then Black Tinkerbell shows up. Right? So Black Tinkerbell shows up and you're watching and you go, here we go. You know, I got no problem with fictional characters being any race. I'm fine with it, actually. Like, if you're somebody that's upset about that, you're an idiot. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It's just funny. It's just funny because you know you can feel the diversity meeting when you watch Disney movies now. You can feel that this was a discussion. And it's like there's no artistic integrity in this. None. There's no artistic integrity in it. And it's just like people watching it, no. You're just making everybody uncomfortable because you've been terrible for 100 years. So Black Tinkerbell shows up. And then ambiguous race Peter Pan comes flying in. And then you know, okay, we on a ride now. We on the diversity roller coaster. Let's go. Then they get to Neverland, and it's just a hodgepodge of these kids. It's black kids, Asian kids, white kids with glasses, a kid with Down syndrome. You're like, all right, so is this where they're keeping all these kids in the universe? They're like, these kids don't get families. They're just on the Neverland Island. It's so crazy. You just kind of go, all right, man. It just kind of feels like they were sitting around like, do you guys see what good people we are at Disney? We are such tremendous human beings. We have a kid with Down syndrome on Neverland. He's in charge. It's like, that's how it feels. Now, we're living through the overcorrection right now. So right now, it's so like, whoa, what is this? Hopefully, in 10 years, it will be normalized and we won't even think about it. You know, we'll see interracial couples. We'll see mixed race couples. We'll see, you know, people doing things and we'll just kind of be like, oh, this is a great story and there'll be some artistic integrity. But right now, there is none. And we're watching and we're going, we don't like it. It's so bad on IMDb that they stopped letting people leave. Not on IMDb. What's the one? Rotten Tomatoes. It's so bad on Rotten Tomatoes that they're not letting people leave reviews anymore. It's got an 11% audience score. And the critics, these idiots who, again, these are also people who are like, we're going to show you that we care about diversity and we're going to, you know, this one, 61% Rotten Tomato score. It's like, it's crazy. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. All right, so what else is going on? Crazy stories in the world, man. Let's go over this. Crazy stories in the world. The Weeknd. I don't know what's going on with this dude, man. But The Weeknd has said he's going by his birth name, Abel Tesfaye. I don't even know if I'm even saying that right. Tesfaye, you know, somebody's tell me. After saying he wants to kill The Weeknd, right? This guy, he's an artist, man. He one of these, like, he's an artsy fartsy type dude. I can tell. Because I remember when The Weeknd first came out, he had that crazy hair. You know what I mean? And then that was his signature look. And we associated this really great pop music that we liked with this guy's look. And they combined and we were like, ooh, I like this. But then he cut his hair. And he talks about how all the people around him, you know, like the, you know, people that make money off him were like, dude, you can't cut your hair. That's your thing, you know? And he was like, nah, that's not my thing. I'm a great, you know, and he cut his hair. Now, in my opinion, I haven't paid attention to him since, you know, but I'm old. You know, I couldn't even tell you a Weeknd song. You know, when he was at the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's the Weeknd song? You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, but I respect his process of being like, nah, I want to do this. I want to be known for being an artist. But it's like, you gonna kill the Weeknd? Like, at a certain point, this is the music business. It's also entertainment. Like, if you just want to be an artist, then go live in a commune in the middle of Wyoming where you could just make your art. But if your art is about selling something, then you got to also play the game a little bit. I think this is too far. I think this whole, like, it's going to be a kind of a trip where we just kind of go, hey, man, I just want to turn on Spotify and listen to some great songs. I don't want to be a part of your whatever the hell's going on with you psychologically. Can you deal with that on your own? Because we don't want to deal with it. There is a part of that. That's a fair, you know what I mean? Like, that's a fair feeling that you might be feeling of being like, okay, what's your name now? Because we don't really care. Can I just listen to your songs? So we'll see how it all plays out. Maybe when it's all said and done and he's 50, 60 years old, he's getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we'll look back and be like, whoa, this guy went on a journey like Prince. You know, Prince went on a big journey of changing his name and for, you know, legal reasons with the music, and he had different styles and genres, and we'll look back and be like, wow, what a tremendous artist. So maybe that's what'll happen. But as you're living through it, you're kind of like, what? You know what I mean? What are you saying, Weeknd? So I thought that one was weird. Another weird story that's going on is, this is crazy, y'all. So this person had a butt plug in and went to go get an MRI, and there was metal in the butt plug, and it flew into their body, and now they're suing. They're suing the butt plug people because the butt plug had a metal core, and the butt plug accelerated at the speed of sound into the client's chest cavity. Wow. I mean, you know, when you leave in the house and you thinking about all the things you need to put on, like, I'm a hat guy now. So I'm like, okay, let me get my keys, let me get my wallet, let me get my hat. You know what I mean? Which hat should I wear? Okay. You get to the door and you're like, oh, I didn't put in my butt plug. I got to go get my butt plug. And then you like, you know, you open up your assortment of butt plugs. You know what I mean? Because you're on the way to get your MRI too, by the way. Like, I'm like, let me go and get my MRI. Okay, I got my hat, my keys, my wallet. Didn't eat anything. They said not to eat anything. So I probably shouldn't eat anything because I don't want them to see. And you walking out, you like, but I got to have my butt plug in. So you go get your butt plug. You put your butt plug in. And then you go get your MRI? Or how about this? Maybe it's even worse. You forgot the butt plug was in. Like, damn, how comfortable is this butt plug? That's a crazy story. So that's my crazy stories of the week. Last but not least, American Idol, y'all. You know I love American Idol. Listen, I've watched American Idol for a long time. I was already shocked 2 weeks ago when they let go the redhead country dude and the young 17-year-old girl. I'm telling you right now, every year they have a tremendous 15, 16, 17-year-old girl who reminds you of Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish vibe, right? And America kicks her out. They go, we don't want you. And they keep, so when they kicked her out, I was like, oh no. They kicked her out. They kicked my favorite guy out, Oliver Stone, but his confidence was shaky and we felt it. I might have him on my podcast because I talked to him on Instagram. I was trying to pump him up, man. I was like, you could do it, man. You're the best. You know, but unfortunately, he's a great dude and he's got great music. So he's going to have a great career. All right, so of these people that's left, these 5, I already knew what was happening. When I saw these 5, I watched American Idol enough to know. Black girl, gone. She was getting kicked out. Chubby white guy, gone. He was getting kicked out. I knew it was going to be white country boy, white country girl, and the fat guy because he's the most lovable. He's got a milky voice. Now it's those 3 left. It's the 3 on the left there. Colin Style, the girl, what's her name? Oh man, I forgot. Here we go. Let me get her name. I knew this guy was going to get kicked out. The girl was going to get Colin Style, Megan Danielle, voice of an angel. This chick can sing, and I am tonguey. Like I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first. Colin Style is going to win American Idol because that's who wins American Idol. The moment I saw him get through over better singers, better country singer, I was like, he is for sure going to win American Idol, y'all. Just, you heard it here first, okay? This is what happens. And I would be shocked if he didn't win. Second is going to be the girl, okay? Like she's just great. She country. But again, I would not be surprised if they kick her off first. For some reason, the American Idol audience does not like women anymore. You know, you got Carrie Underwood. You got what's her name from the beginning. There's a few women throughout history that they've picked for whatever reason back in the Simon days. But recently, there's been some women who have tremendous voices that do not win. So it is what it is. The people that watch American Idol in the middle of the country, they love them. Some white boys with guitars. This kid's good though. I'm not slighting the guy. The dude is good. There's been in the past, I will say, there's been a few guys that have won where I was like, there's no way that guy should have won over whoever the ethnic singer, whatever person was. That one time it was this ethnic girl. She was so good. No way he was a better singer than her, right? He won. There's been times like that it's happened, right? I will not be shocked if I'll be shocked if I Am wins. If the lovable Samoan kid wins, that would be a shocker. But I just feel like middle of America that watches American Idol live on their regular TV with the bunny rabbit ears, they're voting for Colin Style. So that's who's going to win American Idol. You heard it here first. All right, y'all. What a show, huh? We just did it. Just pow, pow, pow. Pow, pow, pow. Took care of it. No issues this week, right? I love it. It works like that sometimes. So my boy Fishy, I downloaded his things, but let me just go to this. He sent me some beats, and if you want to send some beats, and by the way, thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin, as we're here every single week. I appreciate y'all. Riffin with Griffin. Make sure you subscribe, share. Wait, where's how come I can't find this, man? It's so annoying. Oh, here he is, Fisher. Yeah, and then, I'm on Twitch, which I'm on Twitch most days. So come check me out there. And, subscribe to me on Patreon. You know what I mean? So you know what time it is, y'all. It's that time again where we hit that rap recap. Yo. Got the new beat. On Riffin with Griffin. Guardians of the Galaxy. You should go see. Check it out. American Idol. Colin Style. He gonna win that crown. Woo! On the NBA. What more can I say? Citrus, they didn't slay. They got slayed. LeBron James trying to do his thing. He might win. One more ring. And we do it. All the way through it. Here we go. And Erik Griffin. On Riffin with Griffin. I don't know about this beat. Move your feet. Here we go. All right, y'all. Not one of Fishy's better beats, but it is what it is. Hey, guys, thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin, and I will see you next week. Peace.